Choosing the proper shoes can make the difference between having a good or bad running experience, running in comfort or pain, and most importantly, whether you stay healthy or become injured. Forget bargains. Forget fashion. What you need to start running is the right shoe for you, not the cheapest or coolest looking ones. Given the hundreds of running shoes available, finding the right pair can be an overwhelming task. Before you go shopping for running shoes, you need to know a few basic things. First, what is pronation? Next, what kind of feet do you have? And finally, what type of shoe is best for you? Let's talk about pronation. Pronation is the normal, natural way your feet roll inward as they strike the ground. This is what allows your body to absorb the shock of your footfall. About 85% of the population either over or under pronate. With underpronation, the foot does not roll inward enough. This rigidity provides an inadequate amount of shock absorption and can lead to injury. Determining whether you have a high, low, or normal arch on your foot provides a good indication of how much your foot pronates. An easy way to find out what kind of arch you have is the wet test. It works like this. Wet the bottom of each foot and stand normally on a paper bag. You can also use dry concrete, construction paper, or anything that will show the imprint of your foot. After a minute or so, step off and examine the mark left by your foot. You can trace the outline with a pencil if you want to look at the outline later. If the imprint shows a very sharp curve along the inside of your foot and a very thin band between your heel and toe, you have high arches. People with high arches typically do not pronate enough. Low arches make imprints without much of a curve along the inside of your foot and show almost the entire width of the foot. Low arches usually indicate that the foot will overpronate or roll inward too much. If there's a distinct curve along the inside of your foot with a band a little less than half the width of the foot connecting the heel and toe, you have normal arches. After determining your foot type and degree of pronation, we can now discuss what type of shoe is best for you. If you have flat feet and overpronate, you should wear motion control shoes which prevent your feet from rolling in too far. Motion control shoes have a straight shape and a very broad base which provide maximum support to your feet. These shoes are the most rigid, control-oriented type of running shoes. If you have high-arched feet and underpronate, you should look for a cushioned shoe that encourages your feet to roll inward. Cushioned shoes usually have a curved shape and are very flexible to allow as much pronation and cushioning as possible. If you have normal arches and pronate normally, you should wear a stability shoe that offers a good blend of cushioning and support. Stability shoes are generally semi-curved and fall in between the other two shoe types. Stability shoes do not control foot motion as much as motion control shoes, nor do they have as much cushioning as cushioning shoes. If you've understood everything so far, you probably have a pretty good idea of what type of running shoe you should be looking for. However, it is still a good idea to go to a specialty running store, at least for your first running shoe purchase. The people who work in these stores are knowledgeable and will guide you to the appropriate shoe models. Here are some tips for a successful shopping trip. Your feet will expand while running. Therefore, it is important to shop in the late afternoon when your feet are at their largest. Bring your old shoes with you when you go shopping. Shoe wear will assist the salesperson in determining your degree of pronation. Wear or buy the socks you will use when you run. If you wear orthotics, bring them also. You need to see how the shoe fits with the orthotic inside. Do not make the most common mistake new runners make by buying into the latest shoe fad. It is very likely that this will not be the ideal shoe for you. Make sure the salesperson measures both of your feet. Often, one foot is slightly larger than the other. You should be fitted for the larger foot. Before you try on any shoes, the salesperson should at least ask you the following questions to help you select the right running shoe model. How long have you been running? How much mileage are you doing per week? Are you training for a particular event? Where do you do most of your running? How much do you weigh? Based on your answers, the salesperson will direct you to various models that will fit your needs and help you select a few pairs to try on. With the right shoes, You will be able to enjoy running for years to come.